All right. So I know I normally don't do it this way, and you normally don't see my face in these. But we are coming into Cancer season. My name is Melissa Romack, and today we're going to be pulling for all 12 zodiacs. And I might even put it all in one video today. So this is how I feel. We're just going to cut these actually, because I just saw what was underneath. Yeah, I don't know. Today I feel like this is just how we need to do it. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to shuffle the cards between every single zodiac. I will mark on the screen which zodiac we're on. Oh, fire at the bottom of the deck. Love that. And we're going to pull one oracle from Elemental Oracle for every single zodiac. If you don't know me, I said before, my name is Melissa Romack. I run Romack Studios. So I've been spiritually connected and pulling cards for people since I was 14. I'm 41. Do the math. That's a lot of math. So, source. Who do we have? Virgo. Virgo is first. All right, let's pull some cards for Virgo. What do they need to know for Cancer season? What's going to help them get through Cancer season? Interesting. Ooh, interesting. All right, so you got the Empress in reverse at the bottom of the deck. The first card we got is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Virgo, your sign right now is going through a huge transformation. Chiron's moving into Taurus, right? And Virgos are getting hit. And so the way that you used to validate yourself, the way that you used to find worth in yourself is going to change, right? And you're going to struggle. So 5 of Wands, what does that mean? It's training. I take the 5 of Wands as training. So, and you got it in the resistance position, which is the best position to get it into. So the Sage has made its way over there. The 5 of Wands, the training, it's like with the 10 of Cups in reverse being the potential outcome, this is telling me that if you get all up in your head about this shit, you're going to start losing things around you. Source, oh man, I always end up getting like the shadow messages because this is the outcome, right? The potential, like this is what you don't see coming is the Empress in reverse is like, you know, whether you're the Empress or someone in your life is the Empress, it's like if you don't start feeding love into yourself and actually going through the training, this is the potential outcome. Loss. So you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to love on yourself, man. You got to bring yourself your own love and light. And Source is being like super specific about it in this reading because it's kind of a dick. This is the one they want. Yeah, you got to go deeper, right? 31. The 4, grounding, the lake. And for those of you in Alberta, that almost looks like Lake Louise. But we've got depth, the lake, as your advice. And I mean, sometimes, okay, so I'm just going to say, I'm going to say it and it's going to be what it's going to be. But sometimes Virgos can be very fucking surface and can just kind of skip along the surface and just be in their vibe and in their groove, just like not thinking too hard about emotions and thinking more about practicality and what's like physical in their life, right? But right now, Source is asking you to go deeper because the challenge that you're having right now is going to be with emotions. It's going to be with your insides, not your outsides. Okay? Bottom of the deck is still fire. I love it. Don't lose your fire. Okay? Just because you're going through a rough go doesn't mean, okay, that you can't be successful in all of your endeavors. Okay? All right? All right. Let's get these little cut of the deck of poop. What is the next one? Taurus. Taurus. What do we have for Taurus source? During this Cancer season, Cancer is all about emotions. Cancer is all about your how you handle your emotions, how you present. Ace of Pentacles, what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. That's very, very nice. All right, so the very first card we got, Taurus, is the Page of Pentacles. So during this Cancer season, you're going to be seeing a slow growth up to this Ace of Pentacles, okay? And it's going to seem like this is taking forever. Because in your resistance position, you have the Strength card. So Source is saying you are tired. You are at the end of your rope. You have been going through huge transformation, Taurus, right? And Taurus season was very intense celestially. So when you feel like you cannot go on is when you must. Because that is, when it's the hardest is always right before it becomes the best, right? Every time. And this is Source's way of reminding you that you have the strength and reminding you and validating for you that your hard work is going to pay off. You are going to get a gift from the universe. And how do I know that for sure? Because your outcome is the sun. All right. When you get the sun as your outcome, that's like joy incarnate. Okay. So like that means that everything that has been going on and how hard it is, you just keep pushing through, which Tauruses do. They're the freaking bull. Just keep pushing through because you got this. That childlike wonderment, that childlike play is going to pay off. And as much as I think sometimes in your mind you think that that's like going in reverse because you're not being serious, you need to be serious, but you've been doing that. You've been building and healing, right? Cancer season is going to be a little rough and you're going to have to work through the June, right? But the outcome, this summer's going to be rocking and you're going to start seeing your ships come in. I really like this reading for you, Taurus. All right, what do we have for Taurus? Advice source, outer core. Number 12, which is a 3, which is beautiful. It's fluidity. Fluidity, outer core, elemental oracle. I love this deck. This, to me, is saying that Source's advice to you is to just go with the flow, man. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. What do? We swim, swim. It's literally continuing to shine your light, and it will pay off. It will pay off, right? When we have this space where we've done so much inner, the outer is going to match very, very shortly. Taurus, just hang on. You got this, okay? I believe in you. I really do. I really, really do. All right. Thank you for letting me read you, Taurus. Ooh. One more. Rest. Don't forget self-care. Self-care doesn't always have to look like, getting your hair done or getting your nails done, or for men, like sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, sometimes it can be getting yourself out of the self-imposed prisons that we do, that we don't even realize we're doing, right? It's one of those is what it is scenarios, right? Okay, who do we have next? Libra. Libras. All right, Source, what do we have for Libras during Cancer season? When we got an air and a water. Librians, I feel, are having a rough go. Yeah, he might be like really spacing people out right now because you're kind of healing. Yeah. All right, so Judgment at the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming. And Judgment can often mean second chances, but discernment with that, okay? Because what I see here, first card we got is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Not only do you feel like nobody's listening to you, but you're feeling very frustrated because now you're starting to second guess your own choices, and you're starting to second guess your own thoughts, and you're starting to second guess your own feelings about the situation. Because in your resistance, you got the Seven of Cups. And in the resistance position means like it came like this, okay? So I'm going to read it upright. You are feeling either A, overwhelmed by options, or B, like you have no options. But Source is saying that when you're going through really super deep healing, the confusion can be real. It can be real, right? And you're confused thinking, who gets a second chance? What gets a second chance in your life? And discernment on that sometimes is really, really difficult when you're in a space of confusion. I'm getting from Source that you have to make them listen. There's somebody in your life that you have to like sit down and be like, this is the way that I feel, or this is what I'm thinking. And I don't know who that is, but I feel like you do, because the Star is the outcome. This is like beauty and healing and all your wishes coming true and being famous or recognized, right? So you have a really good outcome, but you may have to make some really heavy choices during Cancer season, Libra. And the card we got is number 2, choices. And it's adventure, south. All right, so when we're thinking about south or the direction south, sometimes we think like, you know, religiously the bad area, but it's really not. It's you're going to the very base to start your journey. That's why it's an adventure. That's why it says adventure, because the choices that you're making this month are really going to affect you kind of for like a very, very long time. So I know it seems insurmountable, but don't stay in this state of confusion, because if you don't make the choice, judgment, Source will make it for you, okay? Go on that adventure of that new, think about all of this change like a new lease on life. This is a new lease on life. This is a new way that you can go do stuff. This is an exciting time. Okay, Librians? Exciting, exciting time. And important that you trust your gut as to, yeah, plants and growth, as to who you allow in, but keeping to yourself is not going to help you in this situation, Libra. You are going to need to find someone, or there is specifically someone that you need to talk to about what's going on in what you related to in this circle. I can't even, because Source, like, you've got to make sure you say it specifically, right? But then you can go on this adventure together, and it'll be so nice to have a partner in it, right? All right, Capricorn. Capricornians, what do we got? Ooh, okay. That was very quick. And those two came out together. Lots and lots and lots of wands. Capricorn, you have a little bow wow chicka wow wow time here, or what? All right, so in Cancer season, we got the Two of Cups in reverse, is what you don't see coming. And this can be a loss of a friendship, a partnership, a relationship, but it's almost like you knew it was coming, because the Death card in reverse is the best way to get the Death card, but it's telling me that you're really on a whole new path right now. You are shifting to a whole new situation, and you've struggled really hard for it. The Seven of Wands is kind of a little bit like a wounded warrior, right? So I feel like maybe you've spent a lot of time in this past self or this past way of thinking. And now you're changing to this new way of thinking. And everybody around you is kind of like, WTF? Like, we were benefiting off of you with the old way of thinking. So if you could just like not change, that'd be great. And you're kind of just like, you can GTF out if that's the way you feel. Because I'm on a mission. All right, the Three of Wands. You're going to be seeing your ships come in, and I feel like this might be more geared towards career, because right after that you got the Four of Wands in reverse. So it's almost like the choice, right? But the choice has kind of already been made. If you've already started on this new path and you're already willing and understanding that some things are going to have to go, you've worked really hard for it. And I feel like this is not your mission. This is. So Capricorns right now, if you're not in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, this could be like moving to a new job. This could be starting your own business, right? If you are in a very serious relationship, I would start taking a look at like what's important to you and if that person supports you in your work. That feels really imperative, Capricorns. Inner core. Solidity. Right? Solidity. Inner core. This is you, Capricorn. You got like 2 major paths ahead of you with that dove, that peace in between, but your whole world is breaking apart to create this new thing that is so amazing. See all these hands together? You're creating this circle of amazing people. And sometimes people have to go in order for that to happen. Okay? That's okay. That's okay. Growth. Growth. Thank you. All right, we're just going to do a little cleary of the energy. Little cleary of the energy. And then we are going to move on to the next zodiac. So what is the next zodiac? Leo. All right, what do we have for Leos for Cancer season? Source. Ooh, Knight of Wands. 5 of Cups, but in the resistance position, which is the best place to get it. Ooh, the Death card in reverse at the bottom of the deck, and the 3 of Swords in the reverse. All right, so let's start with the Knight of Wands. So Cancer season is all about your emotions. And if you are dealing with this energy of, I want to say spacey, sporadic. So I want to be like this, feeling this energy of like here, and then 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 maybe, and then no, and then yes, and then no, and then maybe, and then no, and then yes, and then no, and that kind of energy, in and out, not really, there's no depth to that energy, okay? There's no like grounding. But then you got the 5 of Cups in the resistance position. So I would be reading it like this, okay? Which is the best way to get a 5 in any tarot. You are starting to see the cups that are full, that are behind you. So you spent a lot of time looking at your empty cups, and you're starting to slowly see that if you look at your full cups, it's actually a lot less painful, right? The outcome is less pain, is no pain, hopefully. But it's when you are focusing on the cups that are spilled, right? And you're consistently focusing on what you don't have, you're in a cycle of pain that you won't be able to get out of. So when you start focusing on the full cups, you'll start to see that you'll start to feel better. And the Death card in reverse is the start of a new journey, a new perspective. You're letting go of old habits. You're letting go of old belief systems that were really holding you back. Okay, so congratulations. Advice from source. Ooh, it's a 40. Building. Atoms. What a gorgeous card. But 100% validates what I was just saying, is you right now are building what will be your new future. Like you're going through the death of the old cycles to really start focusing on what you do have and what you can build based off of what you do have. Very beautiful reading. Yeah. Very beautiful reading. I hope that resonates and makes sense. I know each of the readings is very short, concise. You know, I hope it resonates with everybody. I appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. We're just going to do a little shuffly because that was intense energy, and I feel like we need to just kind of like hoof that. Scorpios. Scorpios are next. What do we have for Scorpios? Source for Cancer season. So Scorpios in Cancer season, yeah, it can feel a little out of control. There's no question. Because Scorpios with Cancer season, it's water on water. It's like Scorpios are already super, super deep. So when you are adding, yes, nice. Interesting though in the resistance position. But when you are adding in surface emotions with deep emotions and everything is emotional, it takes a little bit. Ooh, the Devil in reverse. I like ye. Ace of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck though. You are not providing yourself some self-love here, Scorpio, okay? The Emperor in reverse, you're feeling super out of control, which can happen when you have emotions flooding over that are like coming from the depths of your loins, right? Lots of shadow work for Scorpios this month, I feel. But the Emperor in reverse can feel a little bit chaotic. Yet you have so much to be recognized for. And this is in the resistance position. So it's like you feel like you're not getting the attention, or you feel like you're not getting the recognition that you deserve for the things that you are doing. And that, I think, is what's actually tipsy-turvying your whole life right now, is that feeling of, but I'm doing the things and nobody's seeing that I'm doing the things. And that's what Source is trying to get you to let go of. The outcome is the Devil in reverse. It's the best way to get this card. The Devil is attachments. Attachments to old belief systems, attachments to alcohol, drugs, gaming, right? SEX. You can have it's deep, unhealthy, toxic attachments to just about anything. Food, all right? Whatever it is for you, you are letting go of that. And the way to let go of that is to give yourself the recognition. And stop looking from outside sources to validate your insides. Ace of Cups in reverse, what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. It's if you continue to avoid your own self-love and not recognize yourself, then the outcome is not going to be a positive, overflowing cup of love. You have to do this. You have to go through the shadow to get there. You got to let go of those attachments in order to turn that card around. And the advice from Source, yes, hearth, connection. This makes so much sense. It's coming back to home. It's an 11, right? Yeah, the 11. It's coming back to home. You need to come back to yourself, right? Comfort, where you feel safe, where you feel comfortable, and make sure that you have that space somewhere, even if it's not at home. You got to create that space somewhere and have that space to go back to, so that you don't go back to the unhealthy ways, that you have in the past. I hope that made sense. Thank you, Scorpios, for letting me read you. I can definitely feel it in the air with the Scorpios. There's a lot going on. Yeah. And, you can't make a person your safe space. You have to have your own safe space for yourself. That's outside of anybody else, right? Because we can lose people, right? That can happen. So you have to be able to have it within yourself, Scorpios, okay? Very important. Next, Cancer. Cancer for Cancer season. All right, we are in your season. Happy birthday, Cancers. And let's do a little read of what to expect in the coming 30 days. That wanted to pop out. Interesting. You're working really hard on something and you're like, why hasn't it shown up for me yet? Ooh, because you're not taking the leap, my friend. You're not taking the leap. Ooh, maybe you have to, ooh. Okay. 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So what you don't see coming is the 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's that you might actually be going about this in a way. So Cancers are very emotional. Yes, we know this. But they can be very spiteful and also very sharp, right? Very sharp with the things that they say and the things that they do. And I feel like right now you are currently in this. You are at the 9 of Pentacles, but in reverse. You're so close to achieving something, and I feel like it might be like a career move or a home move. It's something physical. And the Fool in reverse, so it's in your resistance position. I read it this way. You are in resistance to taking the leap. You don't trust people. 3 of Cups is your outcome, which is celebration. But it can also be read as gossip. And I feel like that's where we're at, is you don't trust people. You've been burned a lot of times and you don't trust people. So that's why you're not taking the leap, because the leap, oh, okay, if I see it, I'm going to take it. The 8 of Wands, communication. You're gonna need to communicate to the people in order to take the leap and to go forward in this path, whatever this is that you are wanting to do or wanting to accomplish, or wherever it is you're wanting to go. If you do not communicate, Cancers, in a way that's not being an asshole, then you are going to find yourself alone. And not in a very super happy space. Whereas here, if you take that leap and you talk to those people, it feels positive. It feels celebration. It does not feel judgy. It does not feel gossipy or any of those things. None of those negative cards are here. The 5 of Swords can be, the 5 of Swords can be like, you know, you won, but you won in an unhealthy way, or like you took away from the other people. But it can also be like you standing there alone with all the spoils, but no one to share it with, and it's not very much fun, right? So you got to take the leap and get with the community, because you got a 27, which again, another 9, and it's life, breath, and it's literally a heart and a woman who looks like she's like coming out of a straitjacket, and it's breath into the heart. So this is an absolutely beautiful card. A 9, again, it is always the hardest right before the best thing in the planet comes, okay? So for me personally, having a heart attack recently, this is a pertinent card, but it's asking you to take a breath. This card, Cancer, is asking you to take a step back from this and really decipher what it is you want, how to get there, and take the leap. Because I feel like it'll turn out better than you think it will. Thank you for letting me read you, Cancer. What a beautiful reading. And we're going to clear the deck. Do a little shuffly. Because you will make the right decision, Cancer. Like, as much as you're like, I'm not going to make the right decision. You are. You are. And don't be afraid of people. Not right now. I mean, I understand. I've been burned 100 times myself, so I get it. But I feel like in this specific situation, if you really come back to your home connection, you'll be able to see where you got to go forward. Okay? Next one, Gemini. What do we have for Gemini? So we got 4 left. Gemini in Cancer season. Okay. Oy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. All right. So, Geminis, what you do not see coming at the bottom of the deck, the Empress. You are on your way. It's just right now, everything's in reverse and you feel like a piece of shit about it. But it's okay. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. Because the King of Wands in your resistance, it is in reverse, but I would be reading it upright because it's in your resistance position. But let's talk about the Strength card in reverse. You think you don't got this, but you totally got this. So, like, I know you're tired. I know you're tired. It's been a lot of healing this year. And I know you're tired. But the King of Wands is coming. You are so close to this space of feeling not just comfortable, but very confident in your plan and the way that you're moving forward with how you feel. Right? King of Wands. I'm talking about passion. And I think it's been a while since you've had that kind of passion. We got the 5 of Cups in reverse as the outcome. I mean, in reverse is the best way to get a 5. But I feel like right now, you're just so fucking tired. And you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And having the Empress as what you can't see coming is like the best card ever. The Empress is someone who is confident and healthy and happy and financially abundant and, you know, emotionally abundant and just very stable. And I think that comes from starting to see the things in your life that are positive and really, really starting to focus on that positivity. And that's what's going to help this passion come back for whatever endeavor it is. That you're looking to retrieve that passion for, you know? Advice source. Ooh, nice card. 25. It's a 7. Chariot. You're moving forward. You are so moving forward, Gemini. And that's why I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on this reading, because it's like, you just got to find the strength. And I know you're so tired. I can literally feel like your body tired. Body, mind, soul tired. But it's always the hardest right before it's the best. And I feel like you're right there. You're right there. Look at this beautiful, beautiful card. It's like this announcement of this woman, and it's speaking your word and voice. And I feel like whatever it is in your life right now, especially for a Gemini, like if you're holding back what you want to really say due to a fear or due to something somebody said or whatever reason, it needs to get poo-pooed, okay? The reason is poo-pooed. We are now exiting the reason stage left, because that's not a real reason. You should be and need to be and must be speaking your truth, because that is what is going to get you to that King of Wands, and that is what is going to get you. Like, literally, I saw this card, and the first thing I saw with the xylophone or whatever it is, first thing I saw, no, it's not even xylophone. What's that? What are those called? I want to say saxophone, but that's not right either. Okay, can you guys tell me what this thing is called? The old time, what used to play music on the record player. But anyways, da, 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 da. That's what I heard in my head. You are going to be presenting, Gemini. Presenting. Empress. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Gemini. I love this for you. You just got to get to the finish line, man. You just got to get there. You can get there. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you, okay? That you can get here. You can do it. Just keep going. Just keep going. Find that strength that's there way more than you think it is. Right? And I think that's the thing, too, is like so many people forget what kind of strength they actually have until it's really needed, right? Well, Gemini is needed. Next, Aries. Aries, by sun, Aries. Source, what do we have for Aries for Cancer season? 10 of Pentacles in reverse, feeling a little flip-floppy in your home life. Ooh, 5 of Swords in the resistance position, which is the best place to get a 5. But the King of Cups is your outcome with the Tower at the bottom of the deck of what you don't see coming. Big, 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 big change coming to you, Aries. Oh, and I saw it, so I gotta take it. All right, the Fool in reverse also popped out. with this Tower. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's start over here first. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So Aries, I feel like this is like your finances, your family life, your house, your car, your job, it's like all of the big three are changing at the same time. And whether this change has been something that you've chosen or whether this change has been something that has been thrust upon you, you are feeling at a loss. You are feeling in a lack space. And then we have the 5 of Swords in the resistance position. So I should be reading it like this, which is great because that's how you'd want to get a 5. I feel like the struggle is almost over. I feel like this is like a really hard time and definitely feeling like you're losing everything, but you're not losing anything because you get the King of Cups. You got the King of Cups as your outcome. Because even if in a financial sense you lose things, or you have to move from a bigger house to a smaller house, or you have to take a pay cut in your career, or, some family moves away, or whatever it is that you're experiencing the loss with, you emotionally, the outcome, you're going to be a better person for it. You're going to grow and you're going to learn so many things from this, and you are going to be a better person for it. Because right now you're sitting in the Fool reversed. Right now you're like, I don't want to take any leaps. I don't want to do anything. You're probably in that whole analysis paralysis point, right? Where you don't want to move forward with vigor at the moment. Because if you're spiritual, you're probably feeling this Tower coming. You're probably feeling it coming. And you know that when one thing starts to change, and then the next thing changes, and then the next thing changes, and the next thing changes, and it snowballs like that, time to start looking at everything with a new perspective. And what new path you're going to go on after this ends. Because you're going to be fine. At the end of it, you're going to be just fine. But you got to let the Tower happen sometimes, Advice for Aries source? Ooh, interesting. You got the same card as Gemini. Speaking your word. Number 25, voice. So number 7, you're moving forward, man. 7s are Chariot. You're moving forward. And speaking your truth is the only way to do that. Because sometimes when we speak our truth out loud, we hear it from ourselves. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, right? You need to speak your truth, Aries. It's going to be very important. Very important for Cancer season, especially with so many emotions going on during Cancer season. We got the sun coming up. We got summer coming out for most of us here. And coming out of hibernation, especially here in Canada, right? You want to go, zing, zing, go, zing, zing. Usually. So if you're not feeling that way, or you're feeling like it's not by choice, that can be very frustrating, and I totally understand that. But you can do it. All right, next, who do we have? Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do we have for Sagittarius for Cancer season? So Sag, being a fire sign with Cancer, Sagittarius is probably one of the most emotional fire signs that there is. These like to pop out right away. Look at that. Ooh, okay. And at the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So we just talked about this, but the 10 of Pentacles in reverse is about a feeling of loss. You are in a feeling of loss right now, Sag, but you're in the nightmare stage. You're worrying. What is that worry wart? You're a worry wart. And you can't stop stressing. The Hermit in reverse. And the 5 of Swords in reverse. So your world, there are some major shifts happening. And I feel like there might be something that you need to end that you are trying to avoid ending, which you got to be very careful with because the King of Pentacles came in your resistance position. So your relationship to money is actually tied to or in relation to your relationship with yourself. So if you are throwing yourself in a tizzy about feeling a loss, feeling alone, or losing people, or having people stab you in the back, or having a truth come out that you were like, oh shoot, you know, I didn't realize that was what was going on. Maybe it was a little hurtful. You've got this King of Pentacles. So it's saying that what I got was spending money is not going to make you happy. Saving money is going to make you happy. It's going to make you bored, but it's going to make you happy, because the outcome is the World in reverse, which is not the ending of a cycle. So you still are going to have some work to go through for this cycle, Sag, and it may not end in Cancer season, but I feel like you're going to get through it. Cancer season may not make it any easier, considering that it is a very emotional season, but get out in the sun. Like, there's lots of stuff for free that you guys can do. You can go down to the beach or to the water. You can go to the park. You can go hang out at the mall. Like, I don't know, if you're older, you can go for walks. You know, go help out at the pound. Yeah, expansion, north. You got number 1, Sagittarius, number 1, expansion and the great north. You are on your path right now, and the path sometimes has a lot of shadow work in it, especially during Cancer season, where these emotions are going to come up and you're going to have to identify them, and you're going to have to transmute them, and you're going to have to work through them, because where you're going is not somewhere that you can take 100 people with you. It's for you. Your true north, your expansion, your growth. That's how you get out of the cycle. Be a little selfish, Sag. That is my advice to you during Cancer season, because it's not being selfish. You think it's being selfish. Society says it's being selfish, but it's not. It's called self-care. And I think that you need to do a little bit more in the next month of what you want to do for you versus what you think you should be doing or what other people want you to do. Okay? All right. Aquarius. Let's do for Aquariuses. So, air sign in the Cancer. Air sign in the Cancer. What do we have for Aquarius source? The Hanged Man. So you are changing your perspectives, going through some transformation. Ace of Swords in the resistance position. Maybe some truths you don't want to face. But Queen of Wands and 9 of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So what you don't see coming is the end to the sleepless nights, the end to the anxiety, the end to whatever panic you've been experiencing. And that's going to come from your own hard work, right? Shifting your perspective or your emotional state during an emotional time of the year, which is Cancer season, where we're talking about our hearts, and we're also talking about our likes and dislikes, right? Like I said, Cancer can be a little spicy. So if and a little bit bullheaded, right? So if you are dealing with an energy that is like, you must do it this way, or I'm going to completely emotionally destroy you, and doing it that way isn't really the way that's going to be good for you, you're going to need to change your perspective in that situation to be able to speak your truth, because you're in resistance to speaking your truth right now. Ace of Swords in reverse. You don't want to, for whatever reason, speak your truth if you're worried about backlash. If you're worried, the worrying is going to stop, right? Also, if you're worried about what other people think. Also, if you're worried about what kind of outcome that's going to have, right? Source here is saying it's a beautiful outcome. It's the Queen of Wands. And if a truth comes out that knocks you a little, Source is saying it's okay. It's okay. You will be fine. Because the Queen of Wands is someone who really knows what they want, who really sits on their throne. Puppy is dreaming. You know, it's really someone who knows what they want, goes after what they want, and is very confident in who they are and what they stand for. And the only way for you to be super confident in who you are and what you stand for is if you speak your truth. Okay, Aquarius. Advice from Source. animals. Interesting. 21, which is a 3. This is companionship and animals and Frida, which is beautiful, which is talking about feminine strength. Okay. And when we find the connection in our animals, so I don't know if any of you know, but I used to do a podcast way back when, and it was called Spirituality Speaks YYC. And all of those episodes are still up on YouTube and still viewable. And there is one that I do with Leo Shelton, where he talks about, he's an animal communicator, okay? And he talks about, and a medium, the golden cord and how to connect to your animal. And I feel like Aquarius, if you have the time, go look at that interview. It's like 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long, but it'll teach you how to have a golden cord to the animals in your area. So that could be a pet, or that could be even birds in your backyard, even a squirrel. But Source is asking you to connect to nature and to the animals. And that's how you're going to ground yourself and be confident in what you stand for. Because that's what's going to help you to ground your own energy, to be able to hear your own voice. Too many voices. I hear there's too many voices, Aquarius. And I shuffled them, you guys. If you watched the beginning of the video, I shuffled these puppies, but Pisces, we're always friggin' last. But I actually did legit shuffle. I was hoping Pisces wasn't going to be last this time, but here we are. All right, Cancer. Cancer. What do we need to know for Pisces for Cancer season? Source. 10 of Wands. Yes, it has been a little bit of a burden lately, hasn't it? Everything has felt a little heavy. In the resistance position, the 5 of Cups. Best way to get a 5 is in the resistance, but I do want to specify I've seen more 5s in this all 12 zodiacs than I have seen ever. And this is my 4th month in a row of doing these. So, and then we have, the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. What you don't see coming is a cup overfloweth with love. So this is good. This is positive. I know it's been heavy. Okay, 10 of Wands. I know it's been heavy. I know life has felt a little bit like a burden. It has, well, not a little bit, a lot like a burden. And I think some mornings have been difficult to get up. And I do understand that. And this 5 of Cups has come up in the resistance position, which means I do have to read it this way, okay, upright. And I think that Pisces, when we get emotional, so Pisces is a water sign, and Pisces in Cancer season, Pisces and Cancer work very, very well together when they're on the same page. And I think that Pisces, Source is trying to tell you to start looking at the things that you do have in life and stop focusing so much on the empty cups and focusing on so much on the lack and the things that you're not doing. Because the outcome here is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which means that you're still not seeing the fruits of your labor, and you're working and you're working and you're working and you're working. So maybe you're working on something that doesn't need to be worked on. I know, right? But can you let it go? Can you let it go? Because working yourself to death and feeling like you're consistently not achieving, that's a lack mentality. Yeah, it's going to leave you out in the cold, okay? This Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck is telling me that the way to get yourself out of this, Pisces, is self-love. Love. Sometimes even volunteering, doing something nice for others. I know myself, I've given a few gifts away to people, like creators, the just exchange of energy, you know, and it just feels good sometimes to just do good. And maybe it's not about a financial goal. It's about an emotional one. Just saying. Advice Source for Pisces. Ooh, joy. I am so not surprised that this came up. This is a 28, which is a 10. Beautiful. Completion. You are completing this test. Okay, Pisces? And it's about time that you start finding the joy in life again and the joy in yourself. And music really helps with that. So if you have a playlist on Spotify that you want to share in the comments that other people can also listen to, You know, like, let's all take a look at other people's music. Let's find some new music. Even I know for myself, Pisces, as a Pisces, sometimes when I just sit very quietly and I put on some classical music, 3:30, 3 o'clock, I put on some classical music of like Bach or Chopin or, you know, I don't know, even Mozart. And just listen to the chords, listen to the notes of the music, and it will recenter you. It will bring you back into your body and into the present moment. So if you're finding yourself overwhelmed, overworked, overburdened, drowning, throw on some classical music, listen to the entire thing, the 8 minutes or 12 minutes long, you know, song, and really sit with it and ground. And provide that self-love. It's going to be really important, especially throughout Cancer season, guys. Okay? I love you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for being here, for your subscribes, your likes, your comments, all the jazz. And let me know if you like the individual videos better or if you like the one video that you can scroll to your sun, moon, rising. I love you all and have the best Cancer season ever.